Namaste, gods, goddesses, and emissaries of light. This is Dr. Shreya Tayen. If you're new to my channel, please like, subscribe, and do not forget to hit the notification bell so you can be updated on my latest and my current videos. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. If this is your first pick a card with me, the way that I suggest that you do it is that you take a look at each card. It's card number 1. Okay. Number 2, number 3, number 4. And as you can see, they have doors on it. So you can say door number 1, 2, 3, or 4. And then I need you to pause the video, tap on your third eye 3 times, unpause the video, and then pick your card or cards because, there is no rules. You can pick as many as you're drawn to or what you resonate with. And so, therefore, let me go ahead and get into the reading. I call in air, fire, water, earth, spirit, and ether. And I also call upon the highest of the highest of the high, which is Yod-He-Vah-He, who will be able to give me the information that is necessary for this reading in all directions, time and space, past, present, and future. And so it is. For those of you that have chosen card number 1 or door number 1, you have a karmic relationship. So the person that you are currently connected with, are in love with, have a relationship with, or that is dear to you. It doesn't have to be romance because this is a general reading. It could be a family member or it could be a friend, but it's someone that is very near and dear, and it's the first person that you thought of when I said it. This person and you have a karmic relationship. You might have one of the most intense, difficult, most complicated relationship that it is, but you still love the snot out of each other and you just cannot figure out why. Well, the reason why is because you guys have karma between one another that you have to work out. This can be a relationship between a daughter and a father, a daughter and a mother, or a lover and their partner. And this is a general reading. Take what resonates. But this is the karma that both of you, the two of you, brought in together, and it needs to be cleared. And the reason why it's coming up in this reading is so you can do exactly that. You can clear the karma. I don't know if most of you are familiar with the violet flame, but you can use the violet flame ray to clear out the karma between you. If you do not know how to do this, I do offer the violet karma clearing, the violet flame karma clearing, and it will clear it out going all the way back into your first incarnation. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and say the very first time that we run this shamanic healing for you that we can clear it on the first time. Sometimes it takes the second round because it all depends on how many times you incarnated. For those of you that are old souls, I usually have to run it twice. I've never had to run it more than that, but that is a service that I offer, just throwing it out there. You don't have to purchase any services. This is a free reading, but I am a healer as well as an intuitive, and so I feel responsible if I know that I can help you and I don't suggest it. All right, moving on. That does conclude your reading. Next, for those of you that have chosen door number 2, you have forgiveness. This is your karma that you brought in. There's a person that is in your life at this now moment that you're dealing with a situation where forgiveness is an issue. And it could either be on this person's behalf or it can be on your behalf. But whatever the case may be, forgiveness starts with self. We all know that. Even if the other person chooses to forgive us or not, the lesson in love, the lesson in humanity is love and to have forgiveness, whether you get an apology from that person. I feel like for some of you, you're not going to receive an apology from this person because they just are temperamental. And that's just the way they are. You cannot change people. You cannot force people to change. But as for you, I feel like Source Energy is bringing this card on this reading because you are of higher consciousness. And for those that know better, they do better. And so it is requiring, and I do apologize, you guys. I am a doctor, so I'm getting tons of notifications. Hopefully it's not disturbing the reading for you. But for those of you that are connected to this card, it may not fully understand why do you always got to be the sacrificial lamb, or why do you always got to be the person that has to, take the high road and do what's right for everybody, because that's your karma. you see. And that's their karma too. And if they don't get it right, they're going to have to come back and reincarnate and do it all over again. But as for you, I feel like the person that is chiming in and tapping in, you have mastered this. You have done this many times, and you are going to master this. You are going to forgive this person because you realize that that's a heavy weight for you to carry. And you no longer want to carry the weight of this relationship or this situation. So I have come to the conclusion of your reading for those of you that have chosen door number 2. For those of you that have chosen door number 3, you are connected with a person right now where they are not giving you the love that you deserve. So you have unrequited love. I feel like this is a karma that you have dealt with in many incarnations and many lifetimes. You have just been the type of person that have attracted people that were emotionally unavailable, and they weren't able to fully give their hearts to you. It's not because you're not lovable or you're unlovable. It's just because of the energy and the vibration that you emit and that you were emitting that attracted them to that vibrational frequency to repel your love. Because I feel like for some of you, you don't love yourself enough. You're not whole and complete within yourselves. And this is not to put you down. Remember, this is the tarot. This is not me. This is not my personal experience. And this is not what I'm saying about you. This is what the cards are saying, that you have not loved yourself enough to get out of that low vibrational frequency of not feeling loved, not feeling whole and complete unless you had someone outside of you. So now it's time for you to turn within, my love. It's time for you to turn within yourself and to love yourself completely and whole. You are good enough. You are worthy of love. You are love. You are the embodiment of love. No one can give you the love that you give to yourself. And once you love yourself and you raise your vibration to that high vibrational frequency of love, that is all there is. And you can't keep love away from you when you're at this peak, when you're at the top of your game, when you're at the highest point of just loving yourself wholly and completely. You draw in that which is vibrating on that same vibrational frequency and that same vibratory match. You will bring and call in your higher level soulmate. You will bring and call in your twin flame. For those of you that are twin flames that are listening to this, you cannot keep love away from you when you are in the vibration and the being in the frequency of love. And so therefore, this message is for you, my earth angel, to be able to love yourself, give to yourself, dote on yourself, spoil yourself with pleasantries of life, do things that you dare not dreamed or imagined to do unless you was with someone else. Do it by yourself. If you want to go take that trip, that romantic trip, go take that romantic trip and spoil yourself and do whatever you would do if you were in a partnership, whether that's dine, go to the finest restaurants, whether it's going shopping and buying yourself the most luxurious purse or the most luxurious set of glasses or Rolex watch, whatever it is that you find that makes your soul sing, that is what you need to do in this now moment. Even if you don't take a vacation, why don't you take a journey within? Why don't you start doing all of the things that you love to do and then see what you start attracting into your life? But for those of you, I really feel like you are dealing with someone that is not returning the love to you. And it's not because they don't love you. It's because the frequency where you are is that I'm not enough. You're vibrating at that frequency of feeling that you're not enough. And when you become full and whole and complete, I bet you that situation will turn around for you. All right. And I have come to the conclusion of your beautiful reading for those of you that have chosen door number 3. For those of you that have chosen the last and final door, which is door number 4. I like that rhymed. You have medicine man or medicine woman. I feel like in your past life, you was a Native American. You were a medicine woman or medicine man. Take what resonates, because we do change genders per incarnation based off of what the soul evolution needs and what the soul finds lessons that they need to learn or it needs to learn. So based off of this, it's no coincidence that you already know that you are a healer. And this is your karma. What a good karma to bring into this lifetime, because healers change the world. You have always been sensitive when you were a young child, more sensitive to energies than most people. And most would label you an empath, but I don't like labels. I'm not going to label you an empath. I'm just going to label you a child of God or a child of the universe. Take what resonates with you, but you belong to the cosmos. You are a multi-dimensional being. You are a spirit having a human experience. And so therefore, you have a lot of compassion for those that are sick. You have a lot of compassion for those that are hurt and that need your aid and your help. And so therefore, you have healing hands. Some of you are already into what your life purpose is as far as being a healer. Maybe you are a yoga teacher. Maybe you do Reiki. Okay. Maybe some of you do shamanic healing with Reiki, and then above Reiki, maybe you just do shamanic healings. Okay. A lot of you may do crystal and gemstone work where you're working with crystals and you help heal people through that. Some of you may work with Bach flower energies and the energies of the flowers, which is basically yoga in a bottle, right? And it goes in with the vibrational frequencies and it changes the polarity so it can match the vibration of the flower, whether that's, aspen, whether that is, clematis, whatever it is. I feel like some of you guys work with plants. Some of you are herbalists and you work with herbs. Some of you are doctors and you work with a brand scope of the variety of what I've just mentioned, but you are definitely 100% a healer. Some of you may not even know that you are healers, but you just know that you're drawn to a higher consciousness and you know that God is calling you to your path. And maybe this is the first time that you've ever heard that you were a healer. Or maybe you already knew that you were a healer, but you've been running from it. But whatever the case is, this is your karma. It will chase you until you surrender. And so at this very now moment, I feel like for a lot of you, about 90% of you, you already knew. You already knew you were a healer. This is not something that's new to you. This is not a defining moment or an aha moment or an epiphany. And then for some of you, the 10%, I feel like it is. You've always known there was something that was different about you, but you didn't know that you were a healer. Maybe you knew that you were like an intuitive or, psychic, but you didn't know that you can really touch people and heal them. And for a lot of you, you do have that Midas touch. You do have that touch where you could just touch someone and you can heal them. Or you can just speak, and from your voice, a person can listen and they can get healed and you can save them. You never know who you speak to or who you talk to and breathe life into, what they were going through and how you could have made their day. They could have tried to take their life that day, but they ran into you and you just said something that just made something within them click and it made them value life. All right, I have come to the conclusion of your beautiful readings. I thought that all of these readings were very informative, and I hope that you enjoyed it just as much as I did. It is a good karma to like, share, comment, subscribe, or leave a love donation if you feel inclined to. Or you can purchase a gift from my gift Amazon registry, and it will appear on the channel. I now wrap you in my love, and I cloak you with the light of Christ consciousness. And so it is, everyone. Namaste.